Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mutanabbi and swords. Today you're going to learn about how he describes swords in a battle. He says, تبكي على الأنصل الغموض إذا أنذرها أنه يجردها. By the way, my name is Liaquat Zaman. I have 25 years of learning and teaching the Arabic language, and I want to share with you guys my understanding and knowledge that I've picked up over the years with regards to Arabic poetry. And this is Mutanabbi, famous poet 1,000 years ago, and his poems still resonate today with students. So this is the next part of it. He says, تبكي على الأنصل الغموض إذا أنذرها أنه يجردها لعلمها أنها تصير دما وأنه في الرقاب يغمدها أطلقها فالعدو من جزع يضمها والصديق يحمدها تنقدح النار من مضاربها وصب ماء الرقاب يخمدها إذا أضل الهمام مهجته يوما فأطرافهن تنشدها. He says تبكي بكى يبكي تبكي على الأنصل الغمود, that cries. So بكى يبكي means to cry, and the fa'il is غمود, and غمود is غمد, which means the sheath in which the sword goes, and أنصل is the blade, right? So the blades. تبكي على الأنصل, the sheaths cry, they wail and cry over the أنصل, the blades of the swords. إذا أنذرها, when he, Ibn Ubaidillah, he warns them. So when he warns them, as in he warns the غمود, أنه يجردها, that he will be drawing out the blades. The ha over here goes back to أنصل. So تبكي على الأنصل, cries over the blades of the swords, the غمود, the sheaths of the sword. إذا أنذرها, when he, Ibn Ubaidillah, he warns them, أنه يجردها, that he is about to unsheath them, when he is about to draw them out. لعلمها أنها تصير دما, because of their knowledge, because of the knowledge of the غمود, أنها, that the blades تصير will become daman, bloody. So the blades will become filled with blood. وأنه في الرقاب, أنه is actually supposed to be on this side. I think this is an error in the script. So this is supposed to be on this side, by the way. وأنه, and that he, or it, the blade, في الرقاب يغمدها. You can actually say he, that he, Ibn Ubaidillah, في الرقاب, in the necks of the enemies. So riqab is the jam of raqaba. Raqaba is the neck. This is called the neck, the raqaba. يغمدها, أغمد يغمد, إغماد is the fi'l, the action of placing the blade back into the sheath. So لعلمها, why are they crying? They are crying because they know, لعلمها, أنها تصير دما, that the blades will be filled with blood. وأنه في الرقاب, and that he, Ibn Ubaidillah, في الرقاب, in the necks of the enemies, يغمدها, will sheath them once again. Now you see, this poem is a very, very visual poem. It creates inside of the listener and the reader the image of all of this happening right in front of him. Right now, I would definitely recommend, I personally find this very beneficial, that you listen to poetry. Not only do you read it, but listen, try to absorb the meaning, try to imagine what you can see. So what is he saying over here? He's personifying the sword. He's personifying the sheath. He wants the people to know that Ibn Ubaidillah is such a mighty warrior that everything around him comes to life. The sheath comes to life, the sword comes to life. It's a bit like a cartoon where the sword is talking to you and the sheath has a lips and are talking. So he's saying, when Ibn Ubaidillah becomes enraged with the enemy and he warns them that he's about to attack them, everyone starts shaking. Even the sheath knows that's it. This is the countdown now. Once the blades come out, the blades are only going to be going into the necks of the enemies, killing them. And by describing the blades as being sheathed back into the neck of the enemy, it's as though there is this sort of like, there's a kind of like irony over here, which is they were taken out to kill the enemy, but they are almost, you can say, being replaced. These sheaths are being replaced by the necks of the enemies. So there's a lot of mubalagha here, what we call hyperbole, exaggeration over here. And like I said to you before, guys, poetry is the bank of exaggeration. This is where all exaggerations you can find in Arabic poetry. And doesn't matter, mubalagha is actually something recommended in poetry, if you didn't know. لِعِلْمِهَا, because these sheaths know, that the blades will become filled with blood, daman. وَأَنَّهُ فِي الرِّقَابِ يُغْمِدُهَا. When you listen to that, wow, you feel, that was a powerful one day. That they will become, this is like the punchline. That these swords being taken out are not really being taken out to be put back in. They will be given new homes in the necks of the enemies. أطلقها. Now let me know in the comments what you would call this. What's the description? How would you describe this particular way of looking at the swords? He says, أطلقها فالعدو من جزء. أطلقها. He has released them. So أطلق can be used for سل as well, taking the sword out of the sheath. أطلقها. He releases them. فالعدو. And so the enemy من جزء. Out of fear, utter fear, trembling in their boots fear. That's what jaza is. So jaza is when you're shaking fear. When your shoulders are shaking, you uncontrollably can't stop yourself. He says he takes out the sword, أطلقها فالعدو, and the enemy من جزء, out of sheer fear. يضمها, begins to criticize his action, protest against his action. ذم يضم. Right, actually, there's a nice book I remember I used to read when I was in madrasa called Dhammul Hawa by Ibn al-Jawzi. A very nice book. It's about introspection of the nafs and criticizing the carnal desires. He says, يَضُمُّهَا, that the enemy begin to criticize and say, what are you doing? Stop doing this. This is wrong. Was Sadiq. Sadiq is like friend. And the friend, on the other hand, when he sees Ibn Ubaydillah take out the sword, يَحْمَدُهَا, he begins to praise the sword. Right, so he's created two sides of it. In Balagha, you call this al-tibaq, two sides, the one side and the other side, opposites, the enemy and the sadiq. تنقدح النار من مضاربها. تنقدح النار. So the fire begins to ignite. So انقدح ينقدح is when, when you're striking a match and you see that sparks come out, kindling a fire. So تنقدح النار, and a fire bursts into out. You can say, what's the word for it? تنقدح النار. Let me know in the comments. So the fire, it begins to kindle, ignites. من مضاربها, due to, min can be translated in two ways. So either min madarib here can mean the jama' of madrib, and that's a ism makan. So the place where the sword hits. So this could either be referring to the Ibn Ubaydillah striking the sword so powerful that it cuts through the enemy and hits the hard rock ground on the floor. And because of that, sparks come out. Right? So again, visuals, imagery, powerful. Or madarib could also be in reference to the flesh itself and bones. So when he hits the bones, tanqadihun nar, fire begins to ignite. So powerful that he causes the fire to ignite. Now, min can also mean due to. Due to madarib would mean due to the striking. Anyway, so the fire ignites min madar, from the strikes. So imagine you're standing there and everyone's spectating, watching Ibn Ubaydillah fight the enemy. Every strike he makes, you see this flash of light come out from the blade, and he carries on. وَصَبُّ مَاءِ الرِّقَابِ. Sabba yasubbu means to pour. And again, any of these words you can find in the Quran, please put them in the comments. This will really help you to be able to develop your Arabic understanding. صَبُّ مَاءِ الرِّقَابِ, the pouring of the fluid, the water, the fluid. Ma can also mean fluid. So the pouring of the fluid of the necks. So what fluid is coming out the necks? It's the blood. So he's describing it as though it's like some sort of rain or some sort of water storage place, right? But in reality, it's blood. So sabbu ma'ir riqab, and the sheer pouring of the water, the fluid from the necks. Yukhmiduha. Akhmada yukhmidu is to extinguish. So let's say you have a fire and you stamp your feet on there and it extinguishes it, or you pour some water over it and it extinguishes it. So he's saying, every time he strikes, it ignites a fire, and then because of the liquid that's coming out, the blood coming out, the liquid begins to turn out the fire. Yeah, so it extinguishes the fire. Again, powerful imagery he's creating. This image of, extreme fire, and then this image of extinguishing the fire. And the extinguishing is something which is coincidental. But he's just trying to create that fear inside of the reader's heart. This is how powerful Ibn Ubaydillah is. Again, yukhmidu, if you know in the Quran where a similar conjugation of this word exists, put it in the comments below. إِذَا أَضَلَّ الْهُمَامُ مُهْجَتَهُ. أَضَلَّ يُضِلُّ, it means to make lost. right? So to lose, make lost. What does it make lost? To lose. إذا أضل humam is a word for a powerful authority, powerful king or a powerful leader. You call them a humam. This is a humam, right? A humam. إذا أضل الهمام, when the powerful leader, when the powerful king loses his soul, muhja is his body or his soul, ruhahu. When he loses it in the battle, right? It's lost, meaning he's been killed. يوما, one day, فأطرافهن تنشدها. Then the atraf of the swords, the sides of the sword, the blades of the sword, the sharp edges of the swords. أطرافهن. So taraf is the side, atraf is the plural. تنشدها. تنشدها means that they call out, where are you? You know, sometimes when your cat goes missing and you go outside, hello, catty, where are you? Come back. That's called nashad. Right. So the Arabs, when they would lose something, they would go into the market and they would call out, has anyone found this thing? This is called inshad al-dalla. Inshad al-dalla. So when a king loses his soul, all the swords are there saying, where is it? Where is it? We want to destroy him. We want to kill this guy. This is the guy who we are after. So إذا أضل الهمام مهجته يوما, any day, أطرافهن, these swords are passionate about finding this king to destroy him. Now, what a beautiful point, yeah? Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this point. Anyway, so I like some of these expressions that are used in this point. For example, like the idea that the ghumud, the ghimd, the sheath is actually crying. تبكي الغمود. It's a very powerful picture. تبكي الغمود. جرد يجرد, to draw something out. تصير دما, it becomes filled with blood. في الرقاب يغمدها, and then making the necks like a makeshift sheath. And then you have these two sides. العدو من جزع and صديق يحمدها. العدو من جزع يضمها. They dispraise or they criticize, and the friend on the other side is happy and he's praising him. تنقدح النار من مدار, this image of powerful strikes of the sword, and at the same time every strike causes a gush of blood to come out, and that blood coincidentally it extinguishes the fire. Now again, let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Inshallah, I'm going to now explain it to you guys in Arabic. And let me know what you guys think of me explaining in Arabic. Do you guys enjoy this part of the poem? Is it something you're not really interested in? تبكي على الأنس الغمود. يقول الشاعر المتنبي يقول بأن ابن عبيد الله إذا دخل ميدان الحرب وكان معه السيف تبكي الغمد، يعني ذلك المحفظة التي يوضع فيه السيف، تبكي، يبكي ويقول يعني لماذا تفارقني يا نصر يا سيف. تبكي الغمود على الأنسل. الأنسل يعني هذا الموضع الحاد من السيف. إذا أنذرها أنه يجرد، إذا خوف ابن عبيد الله الأعداء أنه سيطلق عليهم سيفه لعلمها أنها تصير دما، لأن هذه الغمود تعرف باليقين أنها ستصبح مليئة بالدم، يعني تتقاطر منه الدم، وأنه في الرقاب يغمدها، وأن ابن عبيد الله من شجاعته وبطولته سيدخل هذه السيوف في رقاب الأعداء حتى تصبح جسم العدو مثل غمد لهذا السيف. أطلقها يعني يخرجها يسلها ابن عبيد الله، فالعدو من جزع، فالأعداء يبكون ويجزعون ويشتكون، يضمها يعني يتظاهرون، والصديق يحمدها، ومعاوني هذا ابن عبيد الله يحمد فعل ابن عبيد الله. تنقدح النار، فإذا ضرب ابن عبيد الله الأعداء أعداء يخرج من ضربه نار. تنقدح النار يعني تخرج منه النار بسبب ضربه وصب ماء الرقاب، وعندما يخرج منه يعني ينفجر منه الدم، الدم تسيل على الجسم ويخمد النار التي تخرج منه. إذا أضل الهمام وهجته، إذا جاء ملك العدو وأصبح روحه مفقودة، يعني مات يوما، أطراف هذه السيوف تنشدها، أين أنت يا الهمام؟ أين أنت؟ نريد أن ندخل أنفسنا أو ندخل أنفسنا فيك. طيب، يعني هذا الشعر شعر جميل جدا. أنا أوصي الطلبة عندما يقرؤون الأشعار يحاولوا أن يفهموا يعني مغز هذا الشعر، يعني ما هو مخ هذا الشعر، ما هو المشاعر التي يشعر بها الطالب، لأن بهذا الشعر يصبح الإنسان يتصور في نفسه هذه الحركات التي يريد بيانها الشاعر. طيب جزاكم الله خير. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. I do apologize for making these videos too long. And if you want to support my channel, please consider becoming patrons. It really means a lot to me. Helps my channel to grow. You can see the Patreon symbol on the screen. If you click on it, you can support my channel in whatever way you can, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.